People, be focused. What we referred to in the previous video that I titled the uterine cycle is exactly what we are seeing here. This event is the ovarian cycle. This event is the uterine cycle. In this last image, our goal is to understand how the endocrine system is being responsible of controlling both the ovarian cycle and at the same time how by means of the endocrine system the ovarian cycle is being responsible of what takes place in the uterus of a woman. Okay, let's go back to the information by analyzing the graphs. At the beginning of these videos, I started explaining that the hypothalamus was going to be releasing a gonadotropic hormone, which causes the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland to release two hormones, FSH and LH. FSH, the red one in this graph, LH, the blue one. Along this axis, what we see is a period divided into 28 days. These are referring to the menstrual cycle that commonly lasts for most of the women around 28 days. Okay, what's happening in the very first 1 to 7 days is that the FSH hormone is reaching a high peak, and this is related to the follicular stage in which, as I had explained before, the follicle is maturating within its inside a primary oocyte. An ovum is preparing for its release. At the very same time, I had said the follicle is responsible for the secretion of estrogen. Estrogen, this hormone shown with this blue line. And because of the estrogen being released into the bloodstream, what's taking place at the level of the lining of the uterus, the endometrial walls, is that the walls are thickening. Okay. As days go by, the hormone that will be peaking, which will be rising its level in the bloodstream, is the LH hormone. Under its action, ovulation takes place. And still, when the LH is high in blood, the follicular cells here are turning into the corpus luteum. Ovulation, if we check out here, took place around day 14. Okay, at the very same time, what's going on at the level of the uterus in women? By day 14, or around the day 14, we see that the progesterone produced by the corpus luteum is now surging. And as progesterone starts surging, the endometrial walls keep on thickening and thickening even more, as I had said before, in order to nest the fertilized egg, for there to be an implantation of the egg into these walls from which the zygote will be nourishing. Let's go back into this. The menstrual cycle is a period that lasts normally around 28 days. During the first 5 days, day 1 of my cycle, menstruation is starting. During around 5 to possibly 7 days, women are gonna be shedding off the walls that were thickened in the previous uterine cycle. Why are the walls being shed off? Because there was no fertilization. There was no zygote form. There's no need to have a walls to nest a non-existing zygote. Immediately after that, the follicular stage is taking place because of FSH peaking, rising its level. The follicle is releasing estrogen. Estrogens are causing the walls in the endometrium to start thickening. We move on. At around day 14, LH hormone has already peaked, reached its highest possible level in blood, and at this very same time, the ovum, has been released. LH, which is still quite high, is responsible for the transformation of these cells into the corpus luteum, and the corpus luteum is being responsible of the secretion of progesterone. Because progesterone is peaking now, the walls in the endometrium are thickening even more. By the time both estrogen and progesterone are decreasing their presence in blood, we are ready to start once again another menstrual period. Day 1, this is very, very important to be stressed out. Day 1 in our menstrual period is that the first day in which you girls start bleeding. And the menstruation, the menses, will be lasting, as I've said, at around 5 days. By day 14, at around day 14, the ovum is going to be released. And immediately after the release of the ovum, I do want the walls in my endometrium to be really, really thick in order for them to be ready to nest the zygote in case the egg was fertilized. There's quite more information around this, but I believe this is enough. Thank you.